So guys, last time, you guys remember this character?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Asspizza, Pizza Ass. What are you here for? What show is this?
We're here at a screen printing convention, fucking Long Beach, California. You know, we got the screen print shop up in Chattanooga. Here with my business partner, James. We're just here, you know, seeing what's good. You know, trying to get things up and running.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for machinery? You're looking for blanks? What are you looking for at these shows?
Mainly machinery. We're looking to get another machine, so just gonna keep it cranking, you know.
What do you look for when you buy a machine?
Whatever's the best, you
It
know.
don't matter about price. There's no budget when it comes to Asspizza.
If it's a good deal, we need a good deal always. So that's why we're here, to talk, negotiate, get a good deal, build a relationship, you know.
You should trade your clout for a nice machine.
That's what I'm trying to do, honestly. That's what I'm trying to do.
What is the difference between like running a brand and doing like a custom print business?
Like, the business is the real art. If you want shit to last, you gotta do business correctly. And you know, I'm all about having my shit last and just, I try to do it big, keep it big. And that's what it is, yeah.
So why did you go from like running just your clothing brand to like running a custom print shop?
So what it is, I mean, it all starts because I have such weird requests for printing where I'm like, oh, can you change the color? I want to print it this big. Every print shop says, no, we can't do that. You're crazy. You can't do that. You know, I linked up with James because he made me a screen and he was printing out of his garage here in LA. And, you know, we kept the relationship going. I was like, yo, I need these jeans printed, puff print, color changing, and he grinded. He didn't say no, he figured it out, you know. And that's kind of the idea why we teamed up. I was like, look, let's take this to the next level, get a warehouse, build a real fucking print shop. So basically a lot of print shops just say no, and we try to do everything that they say no to, you know.
So what would be like your specialty for your print shop? Like, obviously there's printers out here that are like, yo, we cater to the, you know, the Los Angeles Rams. We want to do, you know, the cheapest prints and the biggest volume. What is like your specialty?
I mean, I would say unique prints and big prints, big size. Keep it big.
Everything big with Asspizza, right?
Everything big.
Extra large.
XXXL.
Magnum size. What makes a good partnership and what do you look for in a partner?
You need trust, honesty. You need to be patient. It's really trust. You know, you never really know if someone's out to get you. Obviously, I trust James 100%, but you just got to find the right connection. You know, I've been doing this shit for a long time. Came across a lot of characters. They all have fucking hidden agendas, you know. James helps me with my clothes. I help him with the print shop. We help each other, you know, so it's a good thing.
It's a mutual beneficial thing.
Exactly.
Do you guys cuddle at night to build trust or how does that work?
No, we don't do that. Pause, bro. Come on.
So how do you build trust with like essentially he was like a stranger, right? You never like, I'm saying like you never went to school with him. Like he's not like your brother, he's not your cousin, right?
It's
so
all
how do you
about
build
intuition, and it's risk. That's why business is risky. You never know. It's trust. It's like a relationship. So you never fully know.
What are some signs of like, this is good trust and bad trust? Like what should someone look for in like a partner is like, oh, this is a radar, like you shouldn't do this. Or this is not a trustworthy guy.
If they do drugs, don't trust them. Fuck drug addicts. Never trust a drug addict.
How do you get these crazy accounts?
I don't know. It's just who you know. You know what I mean? It's really who you know. And
mob ties.
Yeah, type shit. So it's just like one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
You know, you knock out one job for somebody. Next thing you know, they're sending you like this other account. We work with a bunch of like agencies that manage all these like big accounts and stuff like that. So it just kind of like happens, man. Yeah. You know?
What is like your secret to like maintaining those relationships?
It's like you really gotta try your best to keep them happy, but at the same time, like these guys are savages.
Yeah.
Like, so you gotta like, you can't bend over too much at the same time, you know, like you gotta like keep them happy, but at the same time, you can't have them like have their way every single time too. So it's always like going back and forth about like pricing and stuff like that. And they're always like penny pinching and shit like that. So you gotta hold your ground and they're gonna try to like fight you tooth and nail, but you just gotta stay strong.
I think a lot of people want to be like brands, right? Everybody wants to have the misunderstood and be like dripped out, right? Everyone that comes to these shows, they're like, I want to be the fucking coolest brand. I want to be the coolest this, right? But like, they don't think about it like, dude, you can be a printer and make fucking bank. What's your like perspective on that?
I mean, yes, but the margins are very low. So it's a quantity thing, you know? It's like you might make way less money off of a unit than you would if you had an established brand. Yeah. But, you know, you're able to, brands have expiration dates, whereas like printers don't. You know,
like you're here for the long time.
Yeah, like I see brands come and go. I see brands that are hot today and they'll be dead tomorrow. You know what I mean? And whereas like us, we're always going to be servicing whoever's hot at the time. And, you know, we fuck with all sizes of brands, you know, just, you know, in my world, I like being kind of like behind the scenes and shit. You know, I don't really like the front facing brand owner kind of like role it's a lot like being a rapper. You know what I mean?
They come
like,
and go.
You constantly have to like work on your next project and like, what's the next collection, who I'm going to to shoot it on next. Like, I don't got to worry about none of that shit. You know, it's like, you guys worry about that. Like, I'm going to handle your production, you know, and provide you a good service and focus on that, you know. And I have a lot of fun doing that, you know, running my business and making sure my team is on point. And, you know, we're here looking at the newest machines. We have a couple machines that are, you know, coming to our warehouse after the show and shit like that. So I just like machines. I like process. I like trying to like improve, you know, what I got going on.
It's kind of dope too, because like when you are the printer, you kind of, because I see your lifestyle on Instagram, you still kind of get to do the fuck shit without being a rapper.
Absolutely. I mean, look, these brand owners, they need us. You know what I mean? They are a dime a dozen out here. Like, you know, there's a bunch of printers and stuff, but if you're providing a really good service, they gonna stick around. You know, like, don't fix what's not broke type of situation. Like, these brands, they get comfortable with you, and as long as like you keep them happy, as long as you deliver, you meet your deadlines, you communicate, you know, pricing before you like start working on shit. You don't want to be that guy that's like does all this shit and then hits them with this crazy invoice at the end of the production and they're like, holy shit, what the fuck is this? So it's like communication's big, and just like I said, meeting deadlines and keeping them happy as much as you can, and they'll stick around. You know?
It's like the art of managing those relationships. And I think for a lot of you guys out there, you're so focused on being the brand and being that cool guy. But look at Armin. Armin is cool. He's part of the mob. He's rich.
This guy's cool, man.
He's
this
rich.
guy's doing it.
Like, as a brand, you might have one hit, 2 hits, and then it's like your shit's dead, or it's not flying off the shelves. But at the end of the day, there's always another brand. There's always somebody that needs shit printed. So with printers, it's like lower margin, the longer lifestyle, and at the end of the day, like, you're still going to the clubs with these guys. You're still having a good time, right?
Fuck
like,
the club, bro. Being a
like,
brand is like being a rapper. Being a producer is like being a producer. In the cut, making a beat. You send the beat pack to the artist. He gonna do what he gonna do with it, and then, you know, we gonna make hits. You know, that's all we do.
If people wanted to find you, or they wanted you to work on their brand, where could they find you?
Allpurposebranding.com, Allpurpose Branding on Instagram. My personal IG is Azillion with the IAN.
Last question. What is the one thing that you look for from a brand for them to work with you?
I'm not really looking for much. I'm just looking for you to come correct. You know what I mean? Like, if you could send me an email with your artwork, your mock-up, your placement information, your Pantones, I'm gonna rock with you. So it's just like, as long as you come correct, like, we service brands that are small and we service some of the biggest brands in the world. So it's just like, as long as you come right, I'm gonna entertain your business for sure.
If you guys want to work with the mob, gotta come correct.
You don't got no minimums, but obviously the more you order, the cheaper it gets. Embroidery, screen print, heat press. We offer fulfillment services, customer service, inventory management, all of the above. So we're really doing like everything for some of the brands we work with. Shoot me a email, whatever it is. If you're come correct, I'm gonna fuck with you.
I don't see a lot of like screen printers like doing the content that you do. What inspired that, and like what are you trying to accomplish with your content?
Okay, to start it off, one of our customers first hit us up and he found us through Instagram Reels because we were doing stuff outside the box, just showing people that we can print that crazy kind of, you know, AOP all over print, doing custom like different sizes, oversized with puff and all those things, showing them that we're actually capable to produce that for their brand. Yeah.
What is the craziest request someone has hit you with?
Honestly, we get our DMs flooded with like samples because everybody wants to start their brand. You need a sample to hype it up. But honestly, I don't know, like 12, 15 colors on front, back, sleeves, on the hood too. We're just not really interested in printing stuff like that.
What do you think is a good option for those people that want to do samples?
Well, I think if you're doing the pre-order method, I think getting those samples initially, creating that hype around those samples, and then logging in with a manufacturer to screen print all your merch is like the best way to go.
Is there a place where they can get samples? Like, done well?
Honestly, I don't know. We don't make samples.
It's tough, right, in the business. Why is it so hard for the kid that's starting out? Is like, why can't you do this? What's your response to that?
Why can't you do this? I think it's all about the drive initially. You have to really believe in your product. If you don't believe in it, why would you ever pour in 100% into something like that?
Let me phrase it like this. If a kid comes to you and says, can you make a sample of this shirt, right? And you're like, no, I can't. Can you explain to him why you can't make a sample of that shirt?
Well, we kind of think about it from this standpoint. It's just like, what do these brands have to offer to us as well? Because if it's a brand, let's say they're pushing 300, 500 units a month, we're more likely to make a sample for that brand because they have the backing, they have the proof to come back to us and get an actual larger run done.
Whereas if it's like some kid in a garage and never had like a larger order, it's not really worth your time, I guess?
Yes, sort of. But I mean, you never know. Those brands that are starting in the garage, they could be the next biggest thing next year, you know? Yeah. So it's almost like you're taking a risk on your time as well, but also on that person. So more risk, I'd say.
When did you start your shop?
Started screen printing with my good friend Tyler 1 year ago. We collabed. He does all the embroidery. I do all the screen printing side. So those two mesh together. I mean, is like a streetwear dream. So.
How long you been in the printing space?
Okay, so I first initially had a clothing brand called Clever Fools for about 6 to 7 years. That was like the test to everything. I've learned so much through that brand, all the mistakes, what it's like to really actually focus on quality, on pushing your brand. Because if you don't have quality, a lot of these people are going for quantity, but that's like one of the biggest mistakes that you can make.
When did you transition into like running a screen print shop?
I've realized like the highlights of my skill set is producing for other people rather for myself, because I feel like I've seen you in an interview where you started a brand, but you're the whole creative side and all that stuff wasn't really your flow, but you found your real talent with selling blanks. So kind of with screen printing for me.
What was the point where you had to swallow the pill? Like at what point were you like, my brand sucks, I should move on from it?
When I knew that people were telling me at the same time as well. So it's kind of harsh reality when people were like, when I was trying to do a 2,000 piece drop and then they're like, no, you won't. So it's kind of
Who's the real one that told you that?
One of my friends eat ravioli. Shout out Raul.
Hey, Raul, you're a fucking real one for telling him that. Yeah. A lot of you guys out there, if your friend has a shitty brand, let them know.
Hey, if it's your friend, they'll tell you straight up how it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want all those yes men around you. You want to say, hey, if this is good, then freaking roll with it. But if this sucks, do not push this out, you know?
What do you think is the next future of this industry?
I would say making things more one of one, more unique for each customer, because doing the standard left chest full back graphics is cool for standard merch, but to really keep like your customers engaged and say, hey, I have a piece of art from this brand, not just a piece of merch, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think that they'll have technology to like be able to do that? Because I know with screen printing, it's impossible to do like a one-piece sample. Do you think they'll start making more stuff that's geared towards that?
I'd say so. Honestly, I came across this one thing recently where people are actually putting NFC chips inside their garments. That way, when they're selling the merch, once you scan the NFC chip, you almost have a brand experience or a new outlook, like exclusive deals that you can give with the brand or unseen content or stuff like that, especially for like the musical people.
If you could go back to like the 18-year-old version of yourself and you could tell yourself one thing, what's the one thing you tell yourself?
I'd say stick to one plan, execute that plan, and then move on to the next plan, because a lot of people are trying to tap into every different thing themselves, or like they're doing too many or wearing too many hats, I'd say. They're a social media content creator. They're also a printer at nights and stuff like that, but they're also selling the product. I say just sticking to one thing and just nailing it and getting your homies involved and just delegating your roles for that, you know?
You know, we stay giving y'all free game.